Hey everybody, this is a video overview of this knife, and this knife is the prototype Baby Barlow 2.0 from Urban EDC Supply. This is a sequel to the original Baby Barlow, which I did a review of, and that knife was, very similar in size and in shape when the knife is closed, but it was made by an Italian OEM, and it was a fine knife. It was okay, but it was probably not as good as it could have been. And this knife, which I believe is made by Rayot, is a full realization of Justin Lundquist's original design. So Lundquist is a knife designer. He's been designing knives for a couple years now. He does a lot with front flippers. His Feist was one of the first production front flippers. It was made by Kaiser. That's a good knife. This knife is a better knife. And I'm going to go through and do what I normally do, which is to tell you what I like and what I don't like. So first of all, let's go through the specs. This is a 2-inch blade. As you can see, it's not very big. The knife weighs 2.4 ounces. So that is a decent size. It's $199 in the G10 configurations, of which you have to pre-order. It'll be released in spring of 2020. And then there's a titanium version that has full titanium and then titanium with this little pivot insert. The collar, pivot collar, and is black G10, and both of those are $239. Actually, the review of this is already up on my website. This is one of the very few times where I've had the overview before the review done before the overview. Just so you know, I gave it a 20 out of 20. I gave it a perfect score. I love this. I love this. Absolutely love this little knife. Let me go through and tell you why. So, first of all, deployment is super snappy, super easy, which is not always the case. There are front flippers out there that are pretty difficult to deploy. And so, it's not the easiest thing in the world to just grab and snap. But this one, you can just grab it, snap it open, and you're ready to go. So the deployment is really great. The deployment on the other one was pretty good too. As you can see, this is a really stylish knife. I like the contrast between the G10 and the black G10. It just makes for a very, very distinctive looking knife. Also really like this deep carry over the top pocket clip. And it reminds me a lot of the small Shimori's pocket clip. And then it's sort of an integrated design. It's very good. It keeps the thing in your pocket nicely. And it stays out of the way when you're using it to cut stuff. The other thing that I really like about this knife is I like the fact that it's a liner lock. There's a lot of frame locks out there, and frame locks are great, but frame locks aren't the best in terms of, handle ergonomics. By making this a liner lock, it completely subsumes the lock inside the handle in a way that makes the grip much better. You're just gripping this really nice, textured but smooth G10. I mean, there's a little, you can see there's like a little bit of that G10 weave there. But overall, it's just very good in the hand. Super, super, super nice in the hand. Well-rounded edges, everything is rounded. And that's good. Plus, the lock bar here still has a lot of access. They've dented in the G10 here, made a little divot so you can have access to it. A couple other things that are interesting. You can, if you really want to, open this like a nail nick, which I think is super duper cool. Let me show you how that works. There's just a tiny sliver of the knife blade that sticks out, and you run your finger in, grab it, and pull it open. Really, really cool little touch. I think that's an ingenious idea. A couple other things that I really like about the knife. The price isn't crazy. It's $199 for M390 steel and this really style first design. I like the price point. It's coming in under the Sebenza barrier, which is good because a lot of knives are right at or above that, which I think is just crazy. Honestly, if I were going to change something on this knife, I don't know what I would change. I mean, everything here is just superlative. It's really, really good. The steel is good. The design is good. The flipping action is good. The fit and finish, you can see here. The seams are nice and tight. I mean, I'm getting it's not even really snagging my fingernail at all. The seams are fingernail flush between the materials. It's just a really, really superlative design. The other thing that is enjoyable is this really does fit in your coin pocket. I think a number of times I've used the clip is like, 6. Not a lot. I carry this knife pretty often because I like it a lot. And the clip is great, but I don't really need it because it slides nicely into the coin pocket. This is a prototype, and so there may be some differences between this version and the production version, but given that it's made by Rayot and my prior experience with Rayot, I don't think there's anything here that they couldn't do on a production scale. So unless I say something else, assume that this review applies to the production version as well as the prototype. So go over and sign up for the pre-order on Urban EDC Supply, and wait anxiously by your mailbox like Ralphie in the Christmas Story, because this is a sweet little knife. This has been a video overview of the Baby Barlow 2.0 from Urban EDC Supply, and you can also read the review on my website.